Hello and welcome to today's Western State Conference women's softball game between your Cuesta College Cougars and the visiting Santa Barbara City Vaqueros. Cuesta College currently in first place in the conference.
Santa Barbara City College.
And they have a one-game lead loss column over Santa Barbara. And win column. Cougars will round out the regular season next week. This is their final game. We just saw their presentation for the 7 sophomores on the team. Only 2 of them returning from last season's team, but Cougars brought in 5 other sophomores to their lineup. Here's the defense for Cuesta. Out in right field is Sarah Cox. In center fielder is Nikki Louise, and in left field is Savannah Johnson. Around the infield at first base, Summer Best. Second base is Michaela Strum. Third base is Aaron Pennington, and the shortstop, the Cougars star Marie Ojala. Battery for the Cougars behind the plate is Monica Garcia, and in the pitching circle, a great story, the sophomore right-hander, Jean Ann Ruck. So that sets up your lineup for the Cougars. Santa Barbara will start off with Victoria Lucido, and then bring up Alice Sen and Danielle DeCastro. So that will be the starting lineup for starting 3 for the Santa Barbara City Vaqueros, as submitted by head coach Paula Calkington.
Leading off for Vaqueros at the top of the first.
As we get ready for the first pitch, behind the plate will be Dan Duclos, and on the bases is Frank Stone. Again, I'm Peter Schuler, and we are waiting for Allison Murzon to join us, and the game just about to get underway. Base coaches right now for Santa Barbara City. At first base is Billy Hilliard, and head coach Paula Congleton is at third. Cougars starting pitcher is Jean Ann Ruck. She comes in with a 12-3 mark on the season. Ruck returned to the game after an 18-year layoff. She was the 1996 NAIA All-American at Oklahoma City University. They led the team to a NAIA National Championship and then missed the next 18 years. Her first offering is a strike on the inside corner. Ruck came out last year, said she wanted to get back into softball, and came out and redshirted as she got her academics together, and is back here this year and has done well for the Cougars. And Duclos calls that, so 2 called strikes right away on the right fielder Victoria Lucido. Cougars and the Vaqueros did meet up. Next offering is outside wide. Garcia gets a hold of it. So 1-2 count to Lucido. They opened the Western State Conference schedule together. Cuesta took a doubleheader in Santa Barbara, so they have an advantage right now in the standings over. Fouled off into the palm trees, just out of down the third baseline. So 1-2 count. Lucido steps back in. Ruck gets a sign from Garcia. Offering up high with a rise ball. So 2-2. A nice day here in San Luis Obispo. The backdrop in there, Cerro Romaldo, one of the best in the state. It's a little overcast. Good vision out there. Next ball, high rise ball again, 3-2, full count to Lucido. Doing her job as a leadoff, making sure she sees as many pitches from Ruck as she can. So a little overcast, 7 degrees. Flag is still out in left field above the scoreboard. And Lucido fights off another one. And Lucido gets a hold of one down the right field line, and that is a home run. So leadoff home run for Lucido, and the Vaqueros on top right away. And we have Allison Murzon joining us just now, so the Cougars' luck will change right after that.
Hi, Pete.
Shortstop, Allison.
So Allison, the shortstop for the Vaqueros, batting second. Ruck has done a tremendous job for the Cougars this year, but she has been prone, as the other pitcher, Nicole Johnson, to the gopher ball this year. Since we started keeping offensive stats, Ruck and Johnson have given up a record number of home runs this year, and send fights one off into shallow right field for a base hit.
Left fielder Danielle De Castro.
Left fielder Danielle De Castro. To the plate, no outs. A home run and a base hit for Santa Barbara. And Cougars trying to settle down here a little bit.
You need to settle down this first part of the inning here.
The sacrifice attempt by De Castro goes foul. I guess it's just kind of an emotional day. The sophomore day, final home game of the regular season. Kind of settling in a little bit here.
Yeah, the nerves might be a little bit here. It's early. They need to work on the batter, get it out.
I hope it's not us with the cameras and everything.
Could be. Typical play here, bunting the runner over.
And Ruck misses inside. So 1-1 to De Castro. Cougars prepared for the sacrifice. In a game against a team that's beaten you twice, I guess you play for one run as early as you can.
We do that. Nice play.
Hard push bunt by De Castro, and it is successful. Sacrifice. Ruck out of the pitching circle that makes the play. Tackled the ball, actually, more than fielded it.
That was a nice play. Good effort by her.
Coach McGuire says she will do anything for an out. So,
Third baseman Crystal Vieira.
So third baseman Crystal Vieira is up. The sack is successful. And Vieira rips one down the left field line. Foul.
It'd be a good idea to try to keep the ball low here. Number 4 batter. Looks like she's got some pop.
Again, we talked about a little bit about the amount of home runs allowed by Cuesta this year, almost 20, which is a lot.
That is. Nice off-speed pitch.
And run down by Louise in center, and that's the first out of the inning.
Second out.
Correct, second out. They had the sacrifice right there. I was waiting for the scoreboard. Scoreboard a little slow. And we bring up Amanda Karras.
Second baseman.
That was a smart pitch by Ruck. She got the hitter out on her front foot and just took a little bit of the power away, enough for the outfield to do their thing.
And Louise has one of the lower batting averages on the team, but she covers a lot of ground out there in center field for the Cougars. And takes away more hits.
She's a good athlete, really good athlete.
One of 7 sophomores out here today. And again, Ruck pitching from behind, down 2-0. Delivery from Ruck. Strike one, and we're 2-1. Garcia sends it down just in case Sen was going to take a little bit of a lead off there.
To keep her honest, I think.
Yeah. I don't think she was a threat to go at that point, but Ruck looks in.
Again, there's a little off-speed pitch that she's placing that ball well.
So 2-2. And Karras fouls one off. And slow chopper, good enough for a base hit for Karras. And the Cougars not paying attention, and Sen takes advantage.
That was some heads-up base running. The Cuesta had a hard time recovering from that play, and that runner just kept going. And Cuesta just needs to settle down. It's early. A little bit of nerves. I think you're right about that.
But they've spotted the Vaqueros 2 runs here in the first. And coming up is Brianna Portiz.
Center fielder, Brianna Portiz.
So Coach McGuire comes out there, small conference in the pitching circle. Hit hard. And Strum takes it to Ojala. And the 4-6 fielder's choice sends us to the bottom of the first.
2 runs on 3 hits.
Cuesta will start off with
No Cuesta
Johnson,
errors,
Garcia,
1 runner left on base.
and Ojala. Ojala recently
Santa Barbara
selected as Cuesta's Athlete of the Month.
Cuesta coming to bat. It's 2-0, and Cuesta will send
He's
up
having
Johnson,
a tremendous
Garcia,
season.
and
Sitting there in the middle of the
Ojala
lineup for the
in the
Cougars.
first.
And we'll be right back.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in this shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Starting pitcher Celeste Acosta in the pitching circle for him. Cuesta will bring Savannah Johnson into
Leading off.
the lead off.
Your Cuesta Cougars.
Johnson
Left
just
fielder,
installed in
Savannah
the
Johnson.
leadoff spot last week. Responded with a 5-for-7 day on Tuesday with a doubleheader against Moore Park. Cougars split that, left them in a tie for first place with Allen Hancock. Again, they are a game up in the loss column over Santa Barbara. A win here set them up. They have today, 1 game today, 2 games against Pierce on Tuesday, scheduled for Tuesday. Pierce right now still winless in conference, and they will end the season at Allen Hancock for 1 game. That could be the conference title game. So here's Johnson, Costa in the pitching circle, right-handed thrower.
So Cuesta needs to get some momentum going here. They need to get a runner on, push back a little bit, settle down.
Johnson, a big club player. She wears her own helmet for club. So
Whatever makes the mojo happen.
So down in the hole right away, 0-2. Johnson, not your typical leadoff hitter, very aggressive, not looking for walks. She's looking to get a hit right away. Pretty much everything she does is aggressive and sets a tone for the team.
I think that's important. You want your leadoff batter to be able to see a lot of pitches. If that means fouling them off, so be it. Nice ball the other way.
And 4-3 put out.
Catcher Monica Garcia.
That brings up the catcher, Monica Garcia.
I've seen more right-handed leadoff batters this year than in the past. Usually the typical has been to put a fast lefty at the top of the order, but that's not always what people are doing these days. Here's your fast lefty.
Well, the Cougars right now, they don't have you think of the fast lefty, you get somebody on, you move them over, but they've pretty much everybody can hit. This team right now is hitting 349 as a team, which is a school record.
Wow.
If they can maintain that. I mean, that's a lot of hitting. Garcia coming up right now with a 317 batting average. And Johnson was hitting 388 until just now. So they've got a lot of bats out there.
Wow. That's the fun part, isn't it? The offense.
And just
come on.
Just in their base hit. Just kind of hit them where they ain't right there in between the shortstop, third base. And the Cougars have a base runner, like you said, and here's Bri Ojala, the Napa County Player of the Year last year, came to Cuesta. She is our Athlete of the Month this month. She's hitting .538, so she's having a tremendous freshman season.
Yeah, she's an amazing athlete. Just watching her move, whether it's on offense or defense, just the way she moves about the field, her game. She's a superior athlete. I've seen a lot of them, and she's one of the better ones I've seen. Plus, she wears number 17, which,
Is that your number?
Yeah.
Back in the, of course.
Back when they gave out numbers that long ago.
So Ojala really has come in here as a freshman. The Cougars started off with 4 sophomores, or four shortstops recruited into this year's team after losing last year's Conference Player of the Year, Quinn Masutani, who transferred on to San Jose State. And she easily beat them out. Now we have a shortstop at second base, a shortstop at third base, and an extra shortstop in the dugout when we need her. So there's a lot of talented gloves out there. People are used to playing and fielding a lot of balls.
Yeah, that's the name of the game at community college, right? Move everybody around, find the best athletes and get them out there.
So the offering from Acosta, we have 1-1 count. Ojala squares to bunt. She does lead the team in sacrifices this year with 7, but now she's in the hole 1-2.
Yeah, I'd let her hit. She's batting .500.
.538.
Yeah.
So she's you got a better than average chance here to get a hit out of her.
There you go.
And she gets a hold of one, and
Wow.
that's a one-hopper to the fence. And
hold the runners, I
Garcia
think,
is going to hold at third, and that's a stand-up double for Ojala, her 15th on the year.
Wow, she hit that ball so hard she froze the left fielder. That was a nice shot.
At first, it looked like she was going to go right at her, but it had some carry to it.
It did.
And one-hop that fence. So we talked about this before, back in your days as coach, several years ago now. We won't talk about that, but the idea of having the warning track out there, softball doesn't, not many softball fields do have the warning track. On a player like that, fielding the ball would have required a warning. It was hit so hard.
Yeah.
So, and here we have another hard hitter right here, Jean Ann Ruck, the 1996 NAIA All-American in Oklahoma City. She's got some of the fastest hands in the state. She leads the team with 6 home runs. And she drives one into the ground. It's good enough for an RBI.
It's nice. Gets on the board.
So the Cougars on the board with a 6-3 putout. But Ojala moves to third. Garcia comes in, and the Cougars are only down 1 run.
You really hope in that situation that Jean Ann waits for something a little bit higher, only because she's got so much power. She could put it out of here, but 1 run, better than none.
Yeah. And now we have first team all-conference first baseman, Summer Best, back. Best didn't get many chances to hit last week, or on Tuesday against Moore Park. She had hit 2 home runs against the Raiders in their first meeting, and she only had 1 official at bat on the day. Got beaned, walked. They were not going to give her much to hit.
She's sort of known for being hit. I've thrown some batting practice to these kids, and she's the one kid that every time it's like, I'm going to apologize now because I'm going to probably hit you about 3 times. And sure enough, it'll be going on just fine until she comes up, and then I think she's got some magnet somewhere she hasn't told us about.
I think it might be her little dance she does there. She starts with the ball, bat out, she kind of swings around. She just kind of coil up like a snake out there.
Yeah.
It's
It's a little bit different. She's got a lot of power, though.
So Summer's one of the few local kids here. Tascadero Greyhound up there, just up over the grade. Here comes Best. Low ball from Acosta. Majala stays at third. Did not get far enough away. A little bit in the dirt, though.
Well, the Cougars should feel good here. As far as the Acosta is going, I don't think I've seen a changeup, so they can sit on the same speed of something. You know, it's different when you start to have to anticipate the change of speed, but I've only seen really up, down, in, out. Nothing that's...
Now, one of the things here, we talk about what's coming, but if you see, Best does not seem to be getting back into a hitting position very well. She's almost slapping at it this time. Usually she swings back, steps back and moves back, but she's kept that open stance so far this at bat. And she just seems to be...
Just trying to put the ball in play, I think. You know, some kids use that tracking mechanism. It works for some athletes.
Is that the Ichiro, this is my samurai sword thing?
Yeah. Hey, whatever works.
Keep that bat out in front.
Like I said, don't mess. Whatever works. She just needs to put the ball in play here.
And get down the baseline.
Get down the baseline.
And she chases one high and outside. And that does it for the Cougars. But the Cougars back on the board. Again, we talked about settling down a little bit. There's still 6 more innings to go.
Yep.
Santa Barbara City, after one, leads 2-1 here at San Luis Obispo, Cuesta College.
Top of the second inning. Our score is Santa Barbara 2 and your Cuesta Cougars 1. The Caros will send
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Santa Barbara 2 and your Cuesta Cougars 1. The Caros will send
So we talked about it,
the second.
a little bit earlier before we were on the air, but Ruck coming back after an 18-year layoff. She lost a lot of weight, got in condition. She worked herself back into pretty much. She's getting better every day out there.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically. Although she does spend a lot of time in the training room. I think if every time we walk by there, she is in there working on something. But I guess that's what happens when you're in your mid-30s. Well, so all I'm saying is mid-30s.
Yeah, she's quite the comeback story. I mean, talk about somebody who wants it and has worked very hard to be where she is today, both, like you said, on the field and off the field. She's poised, she has leadership, she's completely committed to the sport and to her team, and I think we talk a lot about those kinds of qualities in softball, but it's really great to see somebody who actually brings all of that to the table and have the kind of success that she's having.
Yeah, and obviously, she was one of the top recruits in California back in 1995.
Yeah.
Out of Buchanan High School in Clovis, and having
number 10.
Tremendous success as a freshman All-American, leading a team to a national championship, and then to take an 18-year layoff and back here and looking to play again next year.
That's great.
Back in the NAIA where she, the age limit isn't there.
It's just a great story, a great success story. Talk about a comeback.
So the catcher Dakota Wilcox steps in for Santa Barbara. Ruck. First pitch just a little bit low.
So Ruck needs to work ahead. She's gotten herself behind last inning, and one of the things you really want to do is try to get out in front of the batters, work ahead to stay ahead. It's just harder to pitch when you're behind.
So having a player like that, where someone who's been at the high level and seen it and play it, and then brings that kind of intensity here, that's got to help whether she's as successful as she has been or not, that's got to help the team a little bit.
I think so, and the maturity, just the poise is a big part of this sport, how you manage your emotions. And she's had quite a bit of success. I mean, she can really bring that perspective, even if it was, several years ago. Success at that level is still success, and I think that's important for the athletes to hear and see and know about.
And with a leadoff walk,
she definitely needs to find her groove here. She's working way too hard, making it much harder for herself than it needs to be.
Celeste Cuesta.
so we have the pitcher, her opposite number here, and someone she needs to get out here with one runner on. We are down in the lineup, and that's ball one. So 5 straight balls to start the second inning here for Ruck. And she's not somebody who will allow herself to have an unsuccessful opportunity.
No. She's very demanding of herself.
Pop-up foul.
Probably harder on herself, truly, than anybody else could ever be on her. She demands a lot from herself.
I think if you and I went back out there, we'd be saying, well, "Hey, I've been out of the game as long as most of my teammates have been alive."
I was thinking 1995. I think that's kind of close to the time I started at Cuesta.
And we have a hit at her right there. So runners on first and second, and again she's in a hole again. So
Aaron out there
third
talking to
baseman
her.
Aaron Pennington, can I give him a little talk to?
Maybe telling her a little joke or something. Sometimes what Janine needs is to just relax. So nothing but a good joke that Aaron usually has, by the way. That's one of her hidden talents. She's quite the competitor, but she also knows how to balance it well. There you go.
There we go. So working ahead right here, Ruck on the number 9 batter, Alexander Abbott. Abbott goes for the sacrifice bunt.
Nice play.
Successful, moves both runners into scoring position. And Bess was not going to hold on to the ball and not pay attention to third base that time.
Nope, she's learned her lesson. Good for her.
So 5-3 sacrifice. Puts runners on second and third for the leadoff. Victoria Lucido.
Victoria Lucido.
So I think Ruck needs a strikeout or something in the infield real quick.
Yeah, keep the ball low. See if she can keep the ball on the infield. Give her infielders a chance to hold the runner and make the play at first.
Infield is in playing to stop the run. And the called first strike from home plate umpire Dan Duclos. And a little bit outside. Garcia sends it down.
So I talked a little bit earlier about often the leadoff batter, when they're lefties, they're slappers, bunters. They might hit a little bit, but this kid looks like she's just up there to hit.
Well, she did have a home run in the first
She sure
inning.
did, didn't she?
So Ruck with the rise ball a little high.
Those feet aren't moving at all. She's digging in and wants to hit.
I think she's hitting with confidence right now. There's a full count home run, so she wasn't looking for the walk last time. She hits it hard this time. Johnson steps back. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. Although a great throw.
Wow.
Almost made that a play, but just a little too deep. And Wilcox scores pretty easily, standing up. But it does freeze Acosta at second.
Shortstop, number 23, Alice Sen.
And Coach McGuire comes back out to the pitching circle. Talk things over. 2 outs. Runner on second.
Going out to talk to the umpire perhaps about the runner tagging up. I don't know.
Maybe it was a better throw than we thought.
That was an awfully
left a
close
little
play.
early.
Yeah.
watched the Cuesta baseball game last Tuesday against Santa Barbara, and Santa Barbara did win an appeal against the Cougars. Runner going from first to third on a play, missed second, and you don't see it that often, but sometimes those appeals do work. So
Every once in a while, you might get something.
Alice Sen back up. She had a base hit in the first inning, and she fouls one down the third base line. Coach Paula Conkington decides not to field it.
Good choice, since she's not wearing a glove.
A little too hot to handle.
Yeah.
But Ruck is ahead 0-1. And now ahead 0-2 as she fouls it off the other way.
Good change of speed there. She just hung it up a little bit too high. Got away with something.
And she's going to waste one away to see if she can get Sen to chase it. Looks in, Sen's ready. High pitch. Just off the glove of Pennington. Base hit in the infield. Ojala got it before it went to the outfield. Good play. Doesn't go in the books, but you see how much that just saved a run right there. So
Absolutely.
Nice play by Ojala, moving over behind Bennington.
Danielle
It's another one of those hits that's just in between shortstop and third base. Costa moved to third. We have runners on the corners.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Plug in a 5-6 hole. If she didn't get to that, the run scores. You know, you want the ground ball out in that situation, but at least the runners hold.
Right. And gives a chance to work against Danielle DeCastro here. First one's high and a little bit outside. 1-0. And ball 2. DeCastro sacrificed last inning. She'll be swinging away here with 2 outs. Or not. 3-0 count.
Yeah, Ruck needs to work on keeping the ball low. She's hanging it up. When she's missing, it's missing up, and it's a dangerous place for a pitcher. And the ball's pitched up, it tends to get hit up and out.
So she must have nabbed the corner on that one. Led her high a fastball, and it's 3-1. The Castro's ponytail, pretty darn long there. And she draws the walk. So bases are loaded. Coach McGuire calls another
Third
conference.
baseman, number 17, Crystal
And that's going to
Vieira.
do it. Ruck's going to give way to freshman right-hander Nicole Johnson. Johnson spent last year as a redshirt at Northwest Christian. She comes in with a record of 11-7.
So I've given most of the kids on the team nicknames. Nicole's is Mighty Mouse. Because she's, for how small in stature she is mighty.
Now, this is a question here. We talk about, you think about the Cat Ostermans and the Jenny Finches of the world. And we have a certain kind of body type, the long, lanky pitcher who throws hard. At Major League Baseball, a lot of the pitchers are, well over 6 feet. The leverage there, does that matter as much?
It's helpful, sure. I mean, leverage matters. Monica Abbott, long arms, long limbs. You can generate a lot of force, momentum. But I think one of the things Nicole does so well is the speed with which and the precision that her body moves through the motion. She wastes no energy. So as she starts her motion, everything is quick and fast, and that ball comes out of there at an incredibly high rate of speed.
Now
She has good
first
movement
base, Jeanette.
relative to the ball. She's got her hand size is big enough that she can really get that ball to spin. So She gets every ounce of energy
Check
out of
out some
her
the best in
body.
right field. On the mound.
So she's small but mighty for a reason.
Mound.
Mighty Mouse
The
for a
Mighty
reason.
Mouse is out there.
Yeah. And the name escapes me, but
Number 5.
years ago, one of the best pitchers in Division I from Arizona was about 5'5", and very much a Mighty Mouse. Just really knew how to get every bit of energy, efficient mechanics.
Well, we have the defensive changes there. Ruck moving from the pitching circle to first, and that's going to send Summer Best out to right. Sarah Cox comes out of the game, and Nicole Johnson in the pitching circle. So here we go with the Cougars. Johnson, like I said, 11-7, but she's pitched the bulk of the innings for the Cougars this year. This is 119 1/3. If she can get that third, make it 120 even, without anybody else moving, that would be great for the Cougars. First pitch, fastball down the middle.
Excellent. Just work ahead right here. Lots of places to make a play.
So Cuesta, the third baseman here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This is kind of the action time right here, and it's 0-2 as she fouls one down the left field line.
This is an interesting pitcher-catcher combination. Monica Garcia, I believe, came to Cuesta as an outfielder.
Right, at the beginning of the year she was slated as an outfielder. Cougars used 3 different catchers this year, and she wastes one up high. Garcia will be behind the plate. Gabby Masari, another catcher, and who was not originally a catcher but has done a great job back there. And then Monica Fruza. So there's a lot of depth, a lot of interchangeable parts on this team. We talk about the amount of shortstops. People came in as shortstops, and she coaxes the pop-up. Ojala calls it just on the grass. And Johnson does her job. She comes in, gets the out, and limits the Vaqueros to 1 run.
Vaqueros, top of second. A run.
Yeah, good job. High pressure situation. She comes in, nice and relaxed, confident, puts the ball in play, gets out of there without a run.
3 runners left on base going into the bottom of the second.
So Cuesta will start off with Pennington, Strum, and Furnish, the designated hitter.
Cougars will send up Pennington, Strum, and Furnish here in the bottom of the
It's
second.
3-1. Still a good ball game. Cougars hopefully will settle down and start swinging. So Johnson, who was the Mariposa County Player of the Year, tiny little school on Mariposa High School, little tiny little county, population-wise, I should say.
Yeah.
Came here to Cuesta after redshirting a year at Northwest Christian, and has done a tremendous job for the Cougars. 11-7 on the season, team leading 2.63 ERA. Comes in there and gets the out right there. So she'll go the rest of the way, I'm sure.
Yeah. Nice kid. The very first day I came out to practice, she walked up to me and said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "No." And she actually used to live in Templeton, where I'm from, and I used to give lessons. And her older sister took some batting lessons from me, and she said, "I was the kid that was always crawling around the batting cage." The little sister. I said, "Oh my goodness." How they grow up, right? And they had moved away, and I had not kept in touch with the family, and she comes back to Cuesta.
So she was smaller then.
She was, it's hard to imagine. Just a little bit.
But that's a great story. I mean, there you go. They have somebody who moves away, tried somewhere else, and kind of came back to her roots a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
I do think it's important that
so she's a semi-local kid.
Yeah, that the community college does reflect the community to some extent. I mean, that's what we're here for, and it's
Yeah,
nice to have success for that.
And here's another local kid out of Tascadero, the second one on the team, along with Summer Best. Aaron Pennington, high school shortstop, move over to third. Done a great job for the Cougars at third. Very,
We have right here 5 for 15, not 5 for 19.
right. So Pennington's very patient at the plate, has some good power. Leads the team with 18 walks this season, but is still hitting .363. Sees a lot of pitches for the Cougars and has a good glove at third base.
Yeah, I believe she was in the leadoff spot for a while. That's a good spot for her. She's down a little bit in the order. That's also a good spot for her. She's got some power. She has tremendous poise.
And Chino Ojala put together one of the better fielding left sides we've had here. And she fouls one off hard, but well into foul territory. And down 0-2. So Cougars had that split on Tuesday with Moore Park after a run ruling them in the first game. Lost 3-2. Trying to get their offensive mojo, if you want to say, back after struggling through that game.
That's where you could wish you could take the runs from the first game and apply them to the second.
It's combined score, right?
It's aggregated scoring, double headers.
So Cuesta won that one officially 15-8 then, I guess. Just take both.
Sure.
And just inside 2-2. Pennington has a good idea of where that strike zone is.
Just very patient.
And she hits one
Top
high.
Nice play by the second baseman. But
High chopper just gave her enough time to beat out the throw.
she did a good job of getting her hands on top of that and just driving the ball
Second
into the dirt.
baseman, Michaela Strum.
So Cougars have a base runner. No outs. Second base, Michaela Strum. Strum, like Nicole Johnson, is in her second year, but only a freshman. She was up in Rockland at Sierra College, redshirted last year. Kind of won the second base position this year. Not originally the starter, but moved in there. Consistent defender. Good on offense. And she's going to try and sacrifice Pennington on that one. Fouls it off into the back screen.
Yeah, if the sacrifice is on here, then the hitter just needs to really just stand there and put the ball in play and not be concerned at all about getting down to first base. Usually kids over-anticipate and they try to run through and they end up popping the ball up, and then all of a sudden
it's called the sacrifice for a reason.
Exactly. I used to tell them it doesn't hurt your batting average.
And now 0-2, so the sacrifice is going to be off. Pennington has some decent speed at first there. She has 9 steals on the year.
Yeah, and she's a smart base runner, so from that leadoff spot, she did a good job as a base runner as well as a hitter, so she knows what she's doing over there. It's
hit hard down the right field line, foul.
that would be excellent if get a ball behind the runner on the right side.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. You see the flag moving up there in the left field above the scoreboard. And chases the high rise ball right there and strikes out right there. So Strum goes down swinging.
Designated player, Delaney Furnish.
So I still haven't seen a changeup. I think Acosta's more of a, it looks like her rise ball is her kind of go-to pitch. She's used it when she's gotten ahead.
So Delaney Furnish last year was at North Platte Community College. Played half a season there before leaving the team.
Where's North Platte?
She's from Colorado. North Platte is, I believe, in Nebraska.
Wow.
And that is a double play ball. If the shortstop kicks it over to second instead, she takes it herself.
She wasn't quite sure.
I'm not quite sure where she is going. Always remember, what will I do with the ball when it gets to me? She wasn't quite sure there, and that keeps the Cougars alive as Furnish beats out the throw to first, and we have a runner at first. 2 down, and the center fielder, Nikki Louise. She takes a strike down the middle. Talked about Louise, great defense out there, but she is of the Cuesta regulars hitting 253. That's the lowest of the group. And a pass ball gets Furnish over to second, so we got a runner in scoring position. Louise does have some power. She's got a double and a triple on the season.
She just needs to look for a ball down somewhere kind of hip high, stay off the rise ball. See if she can make something happen here and get another run on the board.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things about softball. You talk about is that rise ball
It is.
defies gravity there.
You just have to get on top of it, which is very hard to do. And then some kids also throw that screwball, so the ball's moving up and in if it's a right-handed pitcher. And you just really have to force the pitcher to come down the strike zone. There's that rise ball right there.
Just got enough of it to foul it away. And it's 2-2 with 2 outs. So 2's across the bottom of the scoreboard.
I think that's good luck somewhere, 2-2-2.
Well, the Cougars need a little bit right now.
Yeah.
And she chases one outside, strike 3.
That might be the first off-speed pitch we've seen.
Yeah. That was
Cougars bottom of the second.
outside and very slow.
Yeah.
No errors, one runner left on base.
So it's 3-1. We head to the top of the third.
Top of the third inning.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Score remains Santa Barbara 3, the Cuesta Cougars 1. The Vaqueros will send up Karras.
Santa Barbara will start off with Karras, Ortiz, and Wilcox. 5, 6, 7 in their order. And they'll get their first look at Nicole Johnson. So your assessment so far? I mean, the Cougars have 2 wins against Santa Barbara. They did come at the season opener. Santa Barbara has battled back from that 0-2 start to 8-4. They're tied for third with Ventura. Cuesta tied for first with Allen Hancock. Only 1 loss separating them.
Yeah, Santa Barbara looks a little more aggressive at this point. They look a little more focused and a little energy up. Cuesta looks like they're on their heels just a little bit. I think maybe the run in the early inning, that's often hard to overcome just emotionally and mentally. But Santa Barbara, they look like they're pretty aggressive right now, especially at the plate. They've spent a lot of time. Cuesta's been on defense a lot. They need to get some emotion up here and get back on offense.
When it gets to the end of the inning, could you say, we'll be right back? Cool. There you go.
It would be good to have a clean inning here, kind of start to change the momentum a little bit, get some energy up on offense for Cuesta, and really start to kind of shift the energy around. It just seems like Santa Barbara's a little up.
Well, hopefully the momentum change. Moving Johnson in there. She's got an 0-2 count right now on second baseman Amanda Karras. Karras did get a good chunk of that ball, but hit it right into the foul territory.
Wow,
And
nice
Strum makes a great play. Takes the line drive away. And 1 out.
Center
So
fielder.
there you go. You got a big defensive play.
Yeah, you just need a couple of those together, kind of get the energy up on your team, start to shift that magical momentum that has so much influence and nobody really knows how to get it started or change it. So
And
that's
get
a
Big
good
Mo
start.
on your side.
Yeah, you need the big Mo.
And that is that's killing worms right there. It's a change-up.
Change-up that lost the handle at some point. I think it fooled everybody, including the catcher.
So Brianna Ortiz, the center fielder, watches out for the dust storm and is up 1-0. Just misses inside, and she's up 2-0. 2-1, fouls it off.
The thing I like about Nicole Johnson's pitching is she's always around the plate. You know, she doesn't miss much by much. Even if it's a ball, she's not super far off the plate. That was a nice changeup, a little short, but still a nice pitch. She does a good job of staying close to the plate, and that gives the defense a chance to work and do what they need to do to get out of the inning.
She doesn't walk a lot of batters. She does give them some hits, but she seems to kind of pitch to contact.
She does. She puts the ball in play a lot. As a defensive player, that's good. It keeps you on your toes. Sometimes it's hard to play behind somebody who strikes a lot of people out. You get kind of complacent and you lose your focus. Again, a nice play by the second baseman.
So Strum kind of backhands that. Wasn't sure what to do with that one, but she held on.
Whatever works.
Catcher, Dakota Wilcox.
They took it off the hop, and that's what we were talking about with Strum when she came over there. Moved over there from the bench, and she was another one of the shortstops coming in, but she's doesn't have a whole lot of range, but she's very consistent over there.
And I like how much the middle
Good
infielders
hands.
at Cuesta are playing for range. I mean, Bree is pretty far back. You know, she's playing for range. With her arm, she can afford to.
And high fly ball, foul territory. Johnson settles underneath
Excellent.
it. And the Cougars get a 1-2-3 inning out of Santa Barbara. We head to the bottom of the third. Santa Barbara 3, Cuesta 1.
No errors.
I'm Pete Schuler here with Allison Merzon at Cuesta softball field, and we will be right back.
Barbara City College 3. Your Cuesta Cougars 1. The Cougars will send to the plate.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't hit the boom in the shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
So we're back here at Cuesta College.
Now for Cougars, bottom of third. Left
Cougars.
fielder, Savannah Johnson.
Bottom of the third, sending up the top of the order. Savannah Johnson, left fielder. Johnson second at bat. She grounded out to second in her first at bat. Johnson came into the game hitting .388. Leads the team with 13 steals. Again, wearing that gold helmet from her club days. And takes the rise ball, sits back and lets it fly by. Ball one.
Yeah. All right, Cuesta needs to get something going here. They had good defensive half.
And ball two.
Someone needs to be the little fire starter here on the offense. Get something, wake everybody up in the dugout a little bit. Get some energy going.
And that's where we have our leadoff, and we have a 3-0 count. Patience shown by Johnson. She has 10 walks on the year. But a very aggressive swinger.
Well done.
And Acosta high again. Nice discipline by Johnson there, letting the rise balls and the high balls go past her.
Catcher, Monica Garcia.
That's good. Cuesta needed to get their leadoff batter on. Now let's see if they can
So
move her over.
Wilcox out there to talk to Acosta after 4 straight balls to start the inning. And the catcher, Monica Garcia, is up. Again, Johnson leading the team with 13 steals. I don't know if the Cougars will look for a sacrifice here or let her go. And the sacrifice is high.
Not what you want.
Not what you want. It's kind of the drag bunt right there. We talk about, are you trying to get down first or are you trying to get the runner across? And at that point,
It's one of the advantages those rise ball pitchers have with that ball moving up. If you drop the bat head at all, it pops that ball right up, and you really have to get on top. And in that situation, just really need to move the runner over. Again, make something happen with the opportunity. Lead off batters on.
and here's Ojala, who leads the team in RBIs, 41. Would have been nice to have the runner in scoring position for her. And she hits it to third, and that is fielder's choice. And it brings up the first base, Jean-Ann Ruck. Ruck rounded to short in her first at bat.
First baseman, Jean-Ann Ruck.
This might be the time for a steal. I don't know. You try to get somebody down there, let Jean-Ann score. If that doesn't happen, at least Jean-Ann leads off the inning. Especially because you have a power hitter behind Jean-Ann.
And Ojala has some speed at first. 9 steals in the season.
Might be able to catch the catcher sleeping a little bit, although we haven't seen much of change-ups. Oh, she went after that pitch.
Ruck down 0-2.
I think I'd send the runner here. I mean, it's 0-2. If Ruck strikes out or flies out, fine. But if the runner gets thrown out, at least Ruck will start off the next inning. She's got a good bat. Get power behind her. You might get lucky and actually get the runner to second.
And if Ruck gets a hold of one, you easily get around on a base hit that way.
Absolutely.
Again, Ojala, good base runner, good speed. A base hit by Ruck with the runner going.
Could score the run.
But we remain 0-2 as she's fouled off the last 2. And she hits it hard to second base, easily fielded, and the 4-3 put out. Takes us to the top of the 4th. So we'll be right back.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
So coming in the top of the 4th.
The top
Back.
Abbott and Smith.
Yeah, that's a tough inning. You get your leadoff batter on, and then can't get anybody down to second, and still behind. So again, you just got to work hard on defense, 3 up, 3 down, and come back. Try to put something together offensively.
It comes down to execution. You get that sacrifice bunt down. It might be a different inning. You don't have the force play at second.
Right. We've seen that a couple of times now, where the literally just not being able to execute that sacrifice bunt, which in women's fast pitch is essential. It's an essential team skill. It's used all the time. You just really have to be able to execute that. It's a fundamental skill in this sport.
With good defense, good pitching, every 60 feet is crucial.
Yes.
It's territory you got to take. So The Cougars got to try, and Nicole Johnson's got to keep the Vaqueros in check here as we head to the top of the fourth. So the pitcher is up, Celeste Acosta. I always remember that the old USC football coach when John McKay, when he left USC after winning national championship and took over the expansion Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They lost a league record 26 straight games. And reporter asked him, Coach McKay, what do you think of your team's execution? He just said, I'm in favor of it. So execution, one way or the other.
I hadn't thought about that, but I'm sure there's some moments in my coaching career where I would have nodded an affirmative to that.
First pitch low and away, ball one.
So Johnson just, again, needs to work ahead and then mix it up. She has a good changeup. She can throw it with confidence, keep the batters a little bit off balance, let her defense work.
Now, something, again, a change between softball and baseball. You don't see a lot of hitting pitchers. Usually the flex person or the designated player is a fielder, and you don't see that too often, a straight nine.
Right.
Johnson doesn't hit often for the Cougars, but Ruck does. Is that just because you're just looking for your best athlete kind of out there?
I think so. Very often
that's who your pitcher ends up
your
being.
Pitcher is, if not the best athlete, one of them. I think part of what undermines pitcher success in terms of hitting is just time. It takes so much time to excel at pitching that often that's what you're doing in practice is pitching, and your catcher is catching, and those two positions I think suffer because of that in terms of their offensive output. It just takes more time to practice.
Strum to Ruck, 4-3 put out, and the designated player, Alexandra Abbott, coming in right now, and she's batting in place of the first baseman, Taylor Stanek. It's a tough name to spit out. Yeah. Taylor Stanek.
Interesting. So she's batting for a defensive player.
Right. Called strike.
Back to the pitchers hitting, part of it too is in softball the pitchers throw a lot. You don't see a starter as a pitcher like you do in baseball or a middle relief.
There's no pitch count.
No, there's no, a pitch count's 120, 130. Can you throw a doubleheader? Sure. It's, the pitchers sometimes, you can be an effective championship team with two quality pitchers. It's not, your pitching staff is two people and your pitching coach. And that's not unusual to have 1.5 or even 2 pitchers and go a whole season that way. And that just takes a toll. It takes a lot of time, and it takes time away from practicing other skills of the game, including hitting.
Cokes at the pop-up. Strum gets a late jump, but gets it just on the edge of the infield. And that's 2 outs for the Vaqueros. And that brings it to leadoff, Victoria Lucido.
Victoria Lucido.
She had that leadoff home run and flew out to the left last time up.
From Pacific Road, not too far from here, near Monterey. Nice pitch.
Great changeup. Kind of froze Lucido right there. Said she's digging in there. She's just swinging from her heels. She's not your typical leadoff if you go by the first inning, where she hit the full count home run over the left field fall.
Yeah, especially being a left-handed batter, usually in the leadoff spot you see somebody who will maybe fake the slap or fake the bunt a little bit, hit away also. It looks like though that she's a pure hitter. I haven't seen her move her feet at all. She's definitely digging in and wants to hit the ball a ton, which you want in an aggressive leadoff batter.
Oh. And she moved up to the front of the box, and it did not help with the rise ball right there. And Johnson gets her swinging.
Well done.
Vaqueros top fourth, no run. No hits, no errors, no runners left in base.
Again, Vaqueros go down in order.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Best, Pennington, Strum. And that's a pretty solid group. There are no holes, really, in Cuesta's lineup.
No, lots of power up
So-
and down the lineup. They need to figure this rise ball out a little bit, I think, lay off of it when it's out of the zone and force Acosta to come down.
And we saw Johnson do that to start off last inning, where someone who's an aggressive hitter just basically watched 4 straight rise balls go faster.
Yeah.
So, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks like that letter high fastball that it
It
goes
sure
up just a little bit.
If it's coming at your letters, it's going to finish at
Yeah,
your hands, and
yeah.
that's not a good thing.
Don't swing at anything over your eyes. So,
I think we call that a hack.
so again, Summer Best, one of the 2 players back from last year's team. The second season for Coach Sheila McGuire. She was 20-19. A nice winning season after Cuesta had not produced a winning season in 4 years. So it was nice to have that last year. Didn't make it by much, but 2019 was 20-19. And
Yep.
Best came out last year. First team all-conference. She was a team captain as a freshman, even though she had taken a year off between playing. And back again this year. Comes into the game hitting .344, a couple of home runs on the year. And there you see that little snaking.
The thing that I appreciate, or one of the things I really appreciate about Summer Best, is that she works hard all the time. She's one of the first to get to practice, one of the last to leave. She's the kid that's doing the raking, or the kid that's putting stuff away, putting stuff out, getting stuff out. She just is a really hard worker and deserves some success. Well done.
And she puts the bat on the ball right into left field for a base hit. Another former Greyhound out of Atascadero, local kid, Erin Pennington. See if she can move over her fellow Greyhound. I guess Erin would have been a sophomore when Summer was a senior, so I don't know if they were former teammates. Erin's a pretty good player, so maybe she was up
Yeah.
and had a cup of coffee at least with the varsity.
Get pulled up for playoffs. I think that's what they do sometimes in high school. They pull the kids up for playoffs. Yeah, she's a good, real good athlete. Well, that'll help.
So Costa seemed to just lose that one. Pennington squaring around, does not need to sacrifice. The job's done thanks to a wild pitch.
Cuesta catches a little bit of a break there. Now it's time for Erin to put the ball in play.
Pennington third on team with 22 RBI. And ball high and away, 2-0. Pennington did it, had a single in her first at bat. And just a bit outside, 3-0. Pennington, great patience at the plate, leads the team. 18 walks this year.
Yeah, she needs to make Acosta work a little bit here. We need the base runners. Cuesta needs the base runners.
3-0. Letter high fastball, gets the call.
She could squeeze one right down that third base line. There's just enough room down there that I don't think the third baseman could quite get there, and that left fielder's well done.
Said she'll take a free pass.
We'll take that.
Second baseman.
So one of the things that's been new to me, having been out this year, is the way the signals are being called. You know, I'm from the old school where you touched your face a lot and then you just gave the hit away sign with your finger like everybody does. But now they've all gone to, or most teams have gone to the wristband, sort of like, I think it's a football.
Right.
So it's a wristband. It's a color number system. Probably was a good time for me to get out of coaching because I just got confused when they were trying to teach it to me. That's a nice bunt. Unfortunately,
Coach McGuire not happy with that call. They called sacrifice, they said, was not successful. The bunt landed, didn't even get past the batter's box. It landed right in front of the plate.
it did.
Fair territory, which
A little
is true.
close.
But it made for an easy play for Wilcox just to pick up the ball one step and throw it down. Best had a good jump. Bang bang play, but a force. She got her on the force. And we have a call reversal. Probably a better angle for Duclos if the home plate umpire looks straight down the baseline, and the sacrifice is successful. And it brings up Delaney Furnish, bases loaded, no outs, and maybe the beginnings of a rally.
Designated player, Delaney Furnish.
Yeah, that momentum a little bit shift that we were talking about earlier might be getting started here with bases loaded. Be nice to get a couple of runs out of this at least. Again, force Acosta to come down. She's been missing up quite a bit, so
it's a little bit, plate discipline is going to be the key here. So if they take away her rise ball, it might help out the Cougars there a little bit. Furnish pops one up down third base line. Nobody's going to move, except for we have an error. We get the run. Pennington never left second base. She's got to take a step off there. So, Pennington, you got to come off the bag for a second, but she did not. She was still on second base when they dropped the ball.
At least a couple of steps to come off. She can always go back. Looks like McGuire was going to try to talk to the base umpire again, but he's not having it. One out.
But they get the run.
Center fielder, Nikki Luis.
And it's 3-2. Nikki Louise is up. Runners on first and second. Cougars at least close the gap by 1. Louise bunts, foul. No. Earned. That was an earned run.
The defensive setup here is interesting. The left fielder is pulled really far. She's playing what we would call on the line, really, and she's left that left center gap. The center fielder is playing just straight up. That's a
almost more to the right field side. So
and that's a big gap between those two, and the
slash bunt.
little composure here.
So you get the bunt out there a little bit too long. Didn't get a chance to get.
Yeah.
Just kind of whiffed. That was a whiff.
That was a whiff.
That's the definition of a whiff.
Put a good swing on a good pitch.
So 2 strikes.
It's getting windy out here.
The wind is picking up. So it remains 1-2. A lot of room out in the yard if she wants to hit one up the middle. But again, squares around. Again, slash. Pops up down the left first base side. Bounces on top of the Cuesta dugout. So 1 down.
She really just needs to hit the ball down and hard, get on top of something, force the defense to make.
She pops it straight up. Costa's going to have that one easy. Infield fly ball. And the Cougars have 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And the top of the order with Savannah Johnson.
Left fielder, Savannah Johnson.
So again, execution.
Yeah. That's sort of been the bane of this thus
If
far.
she can get that sacrifice bunt down, get a runner second and third in the top of the order, I think Coach McGuire would have been okay with that. So ball 1.
Yeah, and you hope they pitch to Savannah here. I mean, you might be thinking not to give her anything too good, and then you'll take the bases loaded and pitch to the lefty bunter slapper for Cuesta Monica instead of giving up something to
Johnson saw it at a 4-pitch walk to lead off last inning. And down or up 2-0 right now. Delivery from Acosta. Catches the inside corner, and it's 2-1. That pitch was tailing hard inside as Wilcox actually had to leave her squat and came around Johnson.
Duclos likes the corners. Gotta know that.
There's a lot of black on that plate.
Yes.
And she hits the other corner. So instead of going vertical, Acosta now reusing the plate horizontally.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that rise ball pitch here now. That seems to be the pitch she favors. Oh, down.
It's down, and it's just... And that's not deep enough for the Cougars. But Cuesta gets 1. 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 on. Carroll's been an arrow in the inning. So,
And there are 2 runners left on base.
Cuesta
At the top after 5th inning.
down
Score
3-2.
now, Santa Barbara 3.
Santa Barbara will send up Sen, De Castro, and Vieira.
The Vaqueros will send out
Santa Barbara 3-2.
Top
We'll be
of the
right back.
fifth.
Pete Schuler,
Sen,
Allison Mirzon for
De
Cuesta
Castro,
Broadcasting.
Vieira.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
The delicate sounds of the Clash play over the sound system. A good message here for a couple of teams battling for first place in the playoff spot.
Yeah, it's nice to see so many teams from our conference playing so well. Everybody's closely matched. I've seen Hancock a little bit. They look good. Cuesta, obviously. Santa Barbara. I've seen Ventura. They look solid.
There's Cuesta and Hancock at 11-3 each. Ventura and Santa Barbara 8-4. There's not a lot of games separating those 4 teams. And then you move down to Pierce and Oxnard in the lower division. So this is a big win right here for Cuesta if they can pick it up. They have 2 down in Woodland Hills with the Brahmas, who they run ruled both last time they were here. Cuesta scored 26 against Pierce in their first meeting.
Wow.
So
Leading off for the Vaqueros, shortstop Allison.
so here's Allison, the number 2 batter. She's a shortstop. Takes ball 1. Sen has a pair of base hits on the day.
I think it's important for Cuesta to get this first out here, set the tone for the inning, and just get back onto offense. Although that ball
And
was
there's
hit
her
well.
third base hit. That was going to be a double. That's kind of the first offense we've seen from Santa Barbara since the second inning. As they get a runner in scoring
Fielder
position.
Danielle De Castro.
So top of the fifth, Allison leads off with a double. Danielle De Castro, the left fielder's up with her ponytail. Sen takes a big jump on ball one. Blanca Garcia, the Cuesta catcher, stares her back. I think this is one-run territory for the Vaqueros. They're going to do anything they can to get Sen across.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen the batter square to bunt. I'm surprised, but maybe Coach Congleton believes her kids can hit here and is going to let her hit away.
This is her number 3 person. She did sack in the first inning, though. So first inning, took the bat out of their hands, got sacked down. Now she's down 1-2. Sen does seem to have a little bit of speed. Maybe she feels base hit's good enough. Don't need to get her over to third. You got 3, 4, 5 coming up. Let the bat swing.
Yeah, I like the aggressive thinking. We'll see if it pays off. Cuesta needs to just set it down.
Just enough. Just pokes it out. And that's going to be another double. Hit him where you ain't. And she's going to go for 3, and she's going to get it. So a double, a triple. Nice back up there by Johnson.
She just never slowed down going into second. I think she was committed to 3 almost from the beginning on that one.
Third baseman Crystal
So,
Vieira.
Vaqueros get the lead back up to 2. Still no outs. Runner on third. And third base, Crystal Vieira. Vieira with a couple of pop-outs. 1 to center, 1 to shortstop. Rip foul. Strike 1.
One of the things that Nicole Johnson does so well as a pitcher, she stays composed. You know, even when she gets hit a little bit hard, like just what happened back to back, she does a good job of just pulling herself together, getting right back after the next batter.
And that base hit is going to score. So single, double, triple, and a single for Santa Barbara, and they are up 5-2.
Second baseman Amanda Karras.
Second baseman Amanda Karras. And yeah, you watch her, watch Nicole every time after the thing. She turns back, looks towards center field, gets herself centered.
Yeah.
Each new pitch is a new pitch for her, it seems.
Yeah, she does a good job. That's hard to do. It's a skill, I think, and part of her temperament. She's a competitor. I know she's out there frustrated, but Cuesta needs to swing the bats too. They can't all be on defense. We really need to get some offense going when it's our turn. And Santa Barbara just looks aggressive. You know, they really do.
Cuesta's averaging better than 6 runs a game. And 2 right now. They need to do a little bit better.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time. Innings 1, 5, and 7 are the most productive in softball. So there's still some time.
Second baseman Amanda Karras.
So you see Johnson turns around with a smile on her face. She resets herself. First offering to Amanda Karras, second baseman. Strike down the middle. Yeah, I guess you really have to have that composure. If you're not going up there and blowing the ball by anybody, you're using your movement, using your skill.
You know you're going to get hit, so that's, you know, just have to make the ball move a little bit and then hope that your defense plays well behind you. And if you're going to get hit, sometimes you give up runs, but you've got to believe that your team can score. Or you just have to throw so hard nobody can hit you.
Going away, she wastes one. See if she can get Karras to chase it. Good stop by Garcia behind the plate. Catcher's got to go in one of the toughest positions to learn, especially being in the outfield, being right in the middle of the mix of every play. Johnson chases it down the left field line, foul, dropped the ball.
Yeah, I'm continually impressed by Monica Garcia. I mean, to go from the outfield, and when I was working with her, she was playing right field primarily, to behind the plate and really having the majority of catching duties. Plus,
And
she's
a
got
swinging
a swinging sacrifice. Plus, Garcia's got, I don't know if you know, but her fingernails, I don't know how she ever catches the ball or throws it. They're
Center
long.
fielder.
Long and
Brianna
fancy.
Ortiz.
I guess that doesn't happen too often in baseball.
Oh, but you're a knuckleballer. So you get out of that.
There you go.
You got to dig in there. So Brianna Ortiz, center fielder, runner in scoring position, 1 out. Carroll's already pushed 2 across this inning. Swinging strike, strike 1. Strike at the knees, strike 2. Johnson working ahead. Ortiz reaching a fielder's choice in the first and grounded out to second in the
Oh.
And Johnson handles the comebacker and runs down Vieira, who is off the bag. Chases her down.
What did I say? Mighty Mouse? I'll take it myself.
Yes,
Catcher Dakota Wilcox.
Real athletic move there. Well done.
very athletic. So 2 outs. 1 unassisted. How often do you see that, that play call? And Dakota Wilcox, the catcher. Fouls went off, strike 1.
You know, she gave up those couple of runs, but she's really, again, just composed herself. She's working ahead. She made the out. Johnson's just done a good job settling down.
And, you know, she came back after that little team meeting with a smile. She's pretty happy about running down Vieira there. She's having a good time. I mean, it's a tough situation, but if you're a competitor, you like the opportunity to compete, and she seems to enjoy that.
Yeah, she does.
So 1-1.
She likes to compete about everything. Just to compete, whether it's talking about something or in practice, physically. She'll take anybody on. She's not afraid.
And it's 2-1. Wilcox scored after walking in the second, flew out to left last in the third. But for 1 on the day, and it's 3-1 count. Garcia sends it down to first. Ortiz is safe. And ball 4. So runners on first and second.
Pitcher Celeste Acosta.
And her opposite number, Celeste Acosta. The pitcher coming up. Acosta was beamed on the top of the foot in the second. Grounded out to second last in the fourth inning, last inning. Johnson low. And foul back 1-1. So Garcia's not wearing the Lee press-ons or anything. Those are all.
It's a a lot of art going on there.
Does that help the pitchers seeing the signals? Is that again a comebacker to Johnson? Fields your position well.
Whatever works.
1-3 put out. Takes us to the bottom of the fifth. Cuesta will send up Garcia, Ojala, and Ruck. 2, 3, 4 coming up for the Cougars.
There's 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors.
I'm Pete Schuler with Allison Mirzon. And we'll be right back here. Cuesta softball. Santa Barbara 5, Cuesta 2, heading into the bottom of the fifth.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
So the Cougars are going to start off the bottom of the fifth with pinch hitter Gabby Masari. Gabby's also the catcher.
That sounds like a little Neil Diamond to get things rock and rolling at the old softball stadium.
Well, this is a big song. As a Red Sox fan, that's my team. 8th inning song at Fenway Park. Of course, Sweet Caroline, named after Caroline, song for Caroline Kennedy.
Yeah.
So New York singer singing about a Massachusetts person, and
somehow
a
that
big
works.
Red Sox song.
All right.
One of the great stories about that was this has kind of become a traditional song at Fenway Park. But after the Boston Marathon bombing, and they had the first home game for the Red Sox, Neil Diamond said he wanted to be there to sing live
Wow.
his song. That was one of those neat special moments last year. It was really neat to see the Boston Strong. You see all that stuff
Absolutely.
and how that community came together. So
Wow.
pinch hitter for Cuesta right now. I almost said the Sox. Gabby Masari. She's hitting 302 on the season.
We would have been moved up for working for the Sox next, Pete. I'll admit that I went to a Neil Diamond concert years ago. He is one of my favorites.
Well, he does have a nice collection, and then some of those songs have been redone and do you have your own sequin jacket?
I will not cop to anything.
We did our, I want to go back to 5th grade, but we did our big pageant, and that was our opening song, was Coming to America by Neil Diamond.
Excellent.
For our big assembly. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's tough to go back to those days.
Yeah. Yeah, just working that rise ball. Gabby needs to push the ball down a little bit.
So, sorry, hitting 302 on the season, but she has been a very clutch pitch hitter for the Cougars.
She has. She's come in on some big situations and delivered. That Cougars need some kind of little fire starter right here, something to ignite the offense.
She does have 12 RBI. Hit hard, second base, but Cougars 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 4-3 put out sends down Masari. And Ojala.
Shortstop, Ojala.
Came in hitting .538. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a double. You see what she's done walking in as a freshman. If she is here next year with a year of experience, I don't know how you can stop her.
Fun to watch.
She's really taken the California Community College Athletic Association to task. Hitting very well everywhere she plays.
Yeah. Oh.
And a great diving stop by Amanda Karras
Wow.
on the soft liner.
Yeah, that looked like that was going to get through. That second baseman made a nice diving catch.
First baseman, Jean-Ann Ruck.
Caught it just before it hit the ground.
Yeah.
It's the ground, she traps it, that's a base hit. But Cougars, 2 swings, 2 outs to second base. And Jean-Ann Ruck right here. Leads the team, 6 home runs. She's 36 RBI, hitting .376 on the season. Today, ground out to short, ground out to second.
Well, it'll be nice to see her.
And she pops this one
hard.
straight up.
Ah.
And Karras makes all 3 outs in the inning. So,
Cougars,
ground out to second.
Runs, no hits, no errors, no
Line out
runs
to
on
second.
base.
Pop up to
Score
second.
Going into the
Note to
top
self:
of
the second
sixth
baseman can play.
is Santa Barbara City College.
So there you go.
5, and your
Cuesta
question
down in
is
order.
2.
The heart of the order, 2, 3, 4. And
The Vaqueros will send up in the top of the 6th,
opportunities are
Abbott.
dwindling.
Lucido and Sin.
The Cougars remain down 5-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. Santa Barbara will start with Abbott, the designated player. 9-1-2. They'll go back to the top of the order. Lucindo and Send. The wind is blowing out. It would have been a perfect time. The Cougars to get one up in the air.
Yeah, I thought maybe Janan might get a hold of something just a little underneath it, and
Just missed it off to second base. This is one of those spring days out here where it's a little bit cold, but that wind coming out of Morro Bay can send up all to San Luis Obispo pretty quickly.
yeah.
The number 9 hitter, designated hitter, Alexandra Abbott.
Designated player, Alexandra Abbott.
Just outside, ball 1. Abbott gets a hold of one. It's up in the air. Johnson tracks it down, and it's another double, another leadoff double for the Vaqueros.
You know, I don't know if
Right
that's a certain
fielder,
pitch that's being hit hard, like a
Lucido.
fastball. It looks a little flat. I don't know if she's just trying to get back in the count when she throws that. Need to mix it up a little bit more and try to keep these hitters a little bit more off balance. Keep the game close.
So here's a leadoff hitter, Victoria Lucido. High ball 1. She's flown out to the left and struck out her last 2 times up, but she did lead off the game with a home run.
She did.
So runners in scoring position to start the inning again for Santa Barbara. Change up. Stays high, 2-0. Johnson now behind the count. Ojala makes the play.
Nice play.
Runner stays as Ojala fields and throws the ruck. 6-3 putout.
Shortstop, Allison.
And here's the shortstop Allison, who's 3 for 3. Pair of singles and a double. She scored 2 of the Vaqueros' 5 runs. Fouls one off just over our heads.
Yeah, she swinging hard right out of the gate. She's a hitter. Cuesta just needs to play good defense here. Game is still close. It's
Going away,
5-2.
1-1. No, we seem to be just waiting for the Cuesta bats to start. And
Yeah.
it may take another couple innings, and we'll get back around to the top of the order, but that's one of those things with a team like this where you hit so well. Struggling a little bit is not expected. It's kind of it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And we're still waiting.
We're still waiting. Acosta's done a good job of keeping the Cougar hitters off balance. That's a nice pitch by Johnson.
Left fielder.
Low and away,
Danielle
gets
De Castro.
sent chasing it. And here's the left fielder, Danielle De Castro. Having that variety of pitches, I was thinking back to a pitcher you did have here. Had a tremendous all-state season for you. It was Christina Grimm.
Yeah.
And Louise chases it down in center. And Grimm was basically a fastball
Power pitcher.
Carroll,
power pitcher.
6.
And when
One hit, no errors,
what
one runner left
the
on
changeup
base.
was called, she just kind of
Went
rolled
into
the.
the-
I don't know if she was saying I don't want to throw a changeup or whatever, but she seemed, or she just didn't have an effective changeup. But it definitely throw the batters off because she had a ton of strikeouts, but she just kind of rolled the ball up there.
Yeah.
Here's my changeup. What are you gonna do with it?
Just make them think you have a changeup, Christina. Yeah, I think that staff was Grimm and Jenks. So I had at one time a power pitcher and a kid who threw slow, slower, and slowest.
Yes.
And was incredibly effective in throwing those 3 speeds. It was a good combination.
Yeah, definitely. If you saw Grimm all day and then throw Jenks in there, your timing would be all messed up. But Whitney Jenks did do a tremendous job.
She did.
She was the team that, if you remember, the Mount San Antonio, I think, was the big team that always seemed to struggle against her, but they could catch up to Grimm in those.
Yep.
Even though Grimm was a 20-game winner for you, which is a rarity out here.
Yeah.
And an all-state player.
Yeah, Grimm was one of those pitchers that we were talking about earlier that can hit. She could hit.
She went on to your alma mater, to UC Davis.
She did, yeah. And she's since earned her master's degree, and yeah, it's quite an academic and athletic
Leading
story.
off for the
Local
Cougars,
kid done well.
bottom of 6, right
Atamora
fielder,
Bay.
Atamora Bay.
Summer Best.
Yeah, local kid right here, Summer Best, first team all-conference last year. Leading off for the Cougars, struck out in the first, got a base hit and came around to score. And last at bat in the 5th. I think she was taken all the way right there. Strike, fastball down the middle.
Cuesta really needs to get something going here. Maybe Summer can be the fire plug here to wake the bats up. And
Well, she led the 4th off with a single, came around to score. That gave Cuesta their 2nd run. Counts even, 1-1.
someone's got to start the rally, right? It's got to begin somewhere.
There you go, the whole Seattle Seahawks. Why not us, right?
Yeah, why not?
So 1-2. I think she was expecting something a little bit more off speed behind that one.
Yeah, she had a funny smile on her face after that one.
The wind's blowing out just perfectly, Summer. You can hear it in the microphones there.
Yeah.
But the ground out to short, 6-3. And Pennington is up.
Third baseman, Aaron Pennington.
Pennington with a single and a walk.
Santa Barbara's playing pretty good defense here. They haven't made too many mistakes. If Cuesta's really going to have to kind of make it happen for themselves. Get something going here. Aaron's the kid that can do that for sure. She's a good batter, lots of discipline.
They haven't really, a team with a lot of extra base hits, 87 extra base hits today, none.
Yeah, it's surprising to me. I think it speaks to Acosta's effectiveness. She's really has used that rise ball effectively.
Yeah, Cougars have had trouble with the rise ball. They had the split with Hancock, Kristen Chenault down there. Very effective with the rise ball.
It is a tough pitch to hit, and if a pitcher can also throw a screwball, and from where we're sitting, it's a little bit hard to tell if she's throwing, although that looks like it might be something, but just from the foot placement of
Strike
the
in the
pitcher.
corner.
Those are two very pitches moving up out of the zone. They look like they're coming in fat and flat, and then they move. That's a tough pitch to catch up to.
She gets a hold of one down the line. And foul. Lucido made a good chase on that, just out of our vision, but she didn't miss it by much.
No, it looked like maybe she actually was going to run that down.
Pennington fouls another one off.
Good at bat here. She's seen quite a few pitches and patient.
Count remains 1-2 though. And the rise ball. There it is again. And Pennington goes down swinging and brings up
Second
Delaney
baseman,
Furnish.
Michaela Strum.
Oh, my mistake.
Or
Got ahead of myself by one batter. Strums struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. Kicks high and away, ball one. Strum has 20 RBIs on the season, 4th on the team. Hitting .333 and ball in the dirt. Michaela, it's not your job. She's running down, down the wild pitch right there.
nice kid.
Always helpful. And she's up 2-0. Takes it the other way, foul, 2-1.
You like to see that. Instead of taking that pitch, 2-0 count, the pitcher's got to come close. Might as well try to put a good swing on something and get something started here, rather than kind of backing your way to first base. Hitting the ball hard.
I know it's blasphemous, but I always wonder if the 3-0 count, they're going to try and groove one. They expect you. It's going to be the best pitch you're going to see. You take off your aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Always
usually.
Tough.
Yeah,
it's always
tough.
It seems every time you go 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and now you're battling.
Yeah.
And you've left that best pitch there.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough call.
The baseball gods will not be happy for me saying that. The softball gods the same.
We're going to get struck by lightning here, Pete. You need to be quiet.
Take on 3-0. Whatever I said, take on 3-0. And she gets Strum to chase it out of the zone. And the strikeout sends us to the top of the 7th. Remains Santa Barbara City 5, Cuesta 2.
Cougars.
I'm Peter Schuler, along here with Allison Merzon. We'll be back right after this.
Going into the
Cuesta broadcast
top of the
production.
7th inning. Score remains Santa Barbara City 5 and Cuesta 2. The Arrows will end up here at the top of the 7th inning. They're out. Terrace and Corky.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't hit the boom in the shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Leading off third baseman, Crystal Vieira.
So here we are, it's final frame. Crystal Vieira pops one up into the grandstand. So the backstop here, always kind of crazy because it comes right out almost over the plate. Kind of rains on the catcher sometimes with a lot of foul balls coming straight back down. That one made it back over the backstop. We're right here on the street corner, so they're trying to limit the amount of foul balls that go into traffic.
It's a danger zone parking along the street there. You never know if you're going to end up with a windshield damage.
A windshield souvenir, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get to keep the ball signed by that player?
Yes. That's actually how I made my first ever travel ball team. I wasn't a very skilled softball player, but in tryouts I hit a ball that actually landed in center field and broke the head coach's windshield. And he said he carried me because he knew at least then he could find me to get his windshield replaced. An inauspicious start, I think. Way too long ago to even remember at this point.
And Johnson loses her. Leadoff walk. And again, the Carrols get the leadoff runner on base. Second base, Amanda Karras.
Yeah, they've been very productive in getting their leadoff batter on. Again, Cuesta just needs to buckle down, play some defense. Little energy up here. This would be nice to get the double play.
But again, a failed sacrifice. I think any of the four players, first base, third base, pitcher, or catcher, could have gotten that.
Yeah.
Monica Garcia gets out of the squad, makes the play.
We've seen quite a few of those pop-up bunts today, haven't we? It's,
just not being able to get them down. Brianne Portis up now. Ball one low. She does a good job blocking play right there.
Yeah, I just continue to be impressed by her skills. She just gets better and better.
And again, low ball. Those are the kind of balls, those and foul tips are the things that made me never want to play catcher, having to dive, move, left, right. Someone swinging.
Yeah, I'm with you about that.
They do call it the tools of ignorance, but
well, I actually play softball left-handed, so that got me out of a lot of things.
in Little League, I didn't fit in the catching gear they assigned to the team. I was too tall already.
Perfect.
That's the only position I never played.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a pastor player, for sure, and a batting practice pitcher. Never good enough to throw in a game, but there were a lot of pitches in batting practice.
Best chases it down. So 2 away.
It's another kid that's played multiple positions. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. First base and right field. I mean, that's same side of the field, but very different positions there.
Yeah, she moved around last year. A lot of the outfield positions, started in center, moved, and then kind of took over at first base and made a home for herself. But you need Ruck's bat in lineup.
Yes, you do.
So Summer will move out to right field when Ruck's out of the pitching circle.
Yeah.
I was going to say I pitched, but a lot of people probably would have considered it batting practice when I was on the mound.
Well, one of the favorite words of a coach when you're asking a kid, when you're recruiting them, so what position you play, and they say, oh, utility. You go, oh, thank you. So that's the kid you can just get a lot out of. Fill a hole somewhere.
Ajala comes in and makes the play. 6-3 put out. And it's down to this. Bottom of the 7th. Cuesta will start off with Furnish, Louise, top of the order, Johnson. So Cuesta down 5-2 to Santa Barbara in the Western State Conference game. And we'll be right back.
7th, the Cougars will send to the plate.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communication. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communication.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blown it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Just playing a straight
Player
nine,
number
so
19, Delaney Furnish.
Softball can be such a pitcher-dominated
Yeah.
game. To be able to pinch run for somebody who maybe hit but not run as well, or something like that, makes a
absolutely.
big difference.
Or if your pitcher is, you know, an excellent hitter and you want to maintain her as a hitter, you know, you have that kind of ability too. So yeah, I just think it allows for some creativity and allows a head coach to get the most out of their roster.
So here's Delaney Furnish. She's going to be designated hitter. Just talking about having that designated hitter. Leading off at the top of the 7th. Cougars down 3. Love to get Furnish on here to get a rally started.
Yeah, Cuesta needs a rally right here. And there we go.
Furnish,
Oh, that's in.
hits the chalk,
Hits the
flies
chalk.
out. That is just perfect. And again, we talk about the left fielder playing the line the whole time.
Yeah.
And so that limits that to a single. So Furnish leads off, gets on base.
Pitch hitting for the Cougars, number 13, Victoria Roberts.
I don't think she could have made that any closer to the line. Caught that edge, that lip, little chalk flying.
And the Cougars bring in Victoria Roberts, one of the 2 players from last year. Roberts hitting .400 on the season.
Wow.
In limited action, 20 at bats. So she comes in for Louise. And first pitch outside, ball 1. Roberts hitting .400, but last year she led the team in sacrifice hits. So maybe that's what her job is here.
I don't know, you're down by 3, even working for 1. You've got to get...
And so she didn't square. She kind of walked up to that pitch. Fastball down the middle.
Yeah.
And it's 1-1.
It looks like she's almost like faking a sneaky bunt or something like that from the right side, but you know, this far down, even if you score 1 run, you really need to kind of work for 1 through your hitting and not give up so many outs.
And there is the sack, and not effective. Ends up into a fielder's choice. Nice fielding job there by Acosta.
Left fielder, Savannah Johnson.
So Savannah Johnson's up. Roberts has decent speed at first base now. Maybe better than Furnish.
Yeah. So now we're at the top of the order with 1 out. You could get
Called
into
strike.
3, 4, 5. You know, get the big bats for Cuesta up. That would be good. Johnson can do something here.
And Johnson pops up to second. Karras makes a catch on a high pop-up. She didn't miss that ball by much.
No.
The Cougars down to the last out with the catcher, Monica Garcia.
Catcher, Monica Garcia.
Costa looks in. The pitch. Low and away. Ball 1. Big jump for Roberts.
Yeah. Rule number 1, do not get picked off.
Roberts does have speed, but she is 1 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. So Little chance he's probably running here. Garcia slaps down the left field line. Foul. And counts even 1-1.
Garcia does have some speed. She's quick.
Not something you often see out of a catcher, but again, converted catcher.
We'll give her that.
There's an asterisk with that. She's a catcher, but she's a natural outfielder. Again, slaps right at the Santa Barbara dugout. And it's 1-2. Cougars down to their last strike now.
Yeah.
The Brio Jala on deck. You'd like to see her get up, give the Cougars a chance. Ball's outside, 2-2. They're talking about the sabermetrics and all the stat heads and all those things. They're talking about having your best batter bat second to get the most at bats in the most effective spot. And right to first base, and that's going to be your ball game. So here we are in San Luis Obispo at Cuesta College. Today, Santa Barbara City 5, Cuesta 2.
Today's game, final score is
And the two teams are now locked with 4 losses each in conference play. Gives Hancock at least a half-game lead over Cuesta.
on 8 hits, no errors.
And those local rivals will meet
One
again
error
until
on,
the final day of the
City,
season. So
and 2 runs
Santa Barbara
on 5 hits.
salvages 1
No
win.
errors
Cuesta is going for the season sweep against them. They won a twin bill down in Santa Barbara.
Costa threw all 7 innings.
That does it for your ball game
Pitcher,
today. Winning pitcher
Leanne Truck.
for Santa Barbara,
Time of the game, 1 hour and 58 minutes.
Celeste Acosta.
Stay
The loss
tuned
goes
for
to
possible
Jeannie-Ann
playoff
Ruck for the
announcements,
Cuesta.
that may
Cuesta just
include
never
your Cougars.
came back from that leadoff home run by.
Drive safely and thank you.
So that's kind of put them in the hole.
It did.
From the very
It
start.
just seemed like from the very start they were sort of on their heels and never really recovered. Santa Barbara just appeared to be more assertive or aggressive at the plate, and Cuesta just really couldn't get the rallies together. And again, I think the sacrifice bunt execution, had played undermined the success of the offense to some extent. So tough loss at home for the sophomores.
Yep. The final home game of the season. Hopefully the playoffs. I don't know if the Cougars will have to get a little help
Yeah.
from the rest of the conference to win outright and maybe earn a home playoff game. So the rest of the season, Cuesta starting off next week on the road. They play 2 against Pierce. They've beat Pierce soundly when the Brahmas were up here, 26-0, and then they face local rival Allen Hancock. So they'll have 2 at Pierce, one at Hancock and Santa Maria on the 17th, next Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday in Woodland Hills against Pierce, and Thursday down in Santa Maria against the Bulldogs to end the regular season. So
Wow. So it's going to probably come down to the wire. I would assume Ventura and Santa Barbara have to play each other still, and so there's. It'll be interesting to see at the might come down to last games on the last day, which always makes for a good, makes for a strong conference. That's important. The conference is well represented, and it's nice to see such good softball being played on the Central Coast from Ventura, Santa Barbara, Hancock, and Cuesta.
Yeah, the conference is really tightened up this year. We haven't gotten too many people. Hancock was ranked for a minute, but that seems to be how it always is. The Southern California teams kind of. It is a coach's vote.
Yeah.
So it's a popularity contest at some points, and when you're up here a little bit, and the northernmost Southern school, you don't get as many looks as they kind of forget about us sometimes. But Cuesta is still 24-12, having a tremendous season.
It's great.
And hitting the ball. Maybe not today, but 349 team average coming into it.
Right. And a good season this year builds on for next year, and that's you have to have a long vision about your program, and I think that Coach McGuire, her teams have gotten better every year in terms of one loss, and I think that's important. When you start playing better and having more success, then more successful athletes come, and it just sort of feeds on itself, and I think that's an important part of the long-term success of the program, and really a compliment to what she's done. A few years she's been at
We
Cuesta.
talked about last year. She came first season 10-20. Last year got to 20-19. Got the first winning season for a while. This year, looking for the first playoff bid since 2008. So getting her program together. It's really been exciting to watch what she's done here at Cuesta College. So that does it here. That wraps it up for us today. That wraps up the home schedule for the Cuesta softball team in 2014. Down note a little bit, but Cougars still have 3 games on the road where they can pick it back up. Santa Barbara City 5, Cuesta 2. I'm Peter Schuler, and thanks to Allison Mirzon for joining me behind the plate.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
It got a little chilly there, but
we made it work.
But we survived. So thank you very much. That's been a broadcast of the Cuesta broadcast production class, and that does it for today from Cuesta College. Thank you very much.